Hello. Today I have a new podcast episode out, my podcast, The Op-Ed Page, which I've been doing pretty much since the pandemic started. And I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about the topic because I think it's a pretty important one. And it's really about media literacy and always knowing that there is more than meets the eye. If you're getting your news from 3-minute news stories on TV or headlines that you scan in emails or headlines that bubble up through social media, whether through your friends or through trending topics, hey, that's the same way I get a lot of news too. But almost always, there is more to it than meets the eye. And media companies across the spectrum are driven to try to get you emotionally engaged. And they have found data shows that fear and outrage and dread and anger tend to drive more time spent and more returning to see more and see more and see more than more uplifting emotions for whatever reason that is. So when you feel activated by a news story, there's probably a reason that you are being driven to feel activated. And it's a perfect time to ask yourself, well, how much do I know about this? And do I take this at face value? So in the podcast, I talk about some obvious examples of this. The reason it came up for me recently was with this whole Titanic submersible thing. There was a lot of noise going on around this kind of disturbing fact that there was so much investment in trying to find those folks and so much media coverage minute by minute by minute. And yet last week, a boat full of migrants, 500 people drowned off the shore of Greece. And there was way less investment in trying to help those people and way less media coverage. And that's just one example of how you think you know what's going on in the world, but you don't always know everything that's going on. And there are just ways that you can try to dig a little deeper. Now, I've had this book in the background of my videos this whole time. This is my book that I co-wrote with my friends Jamia Wilson and Carolyn Geran, Roadmap for Revolutionaries, Resistance, Activism, and Advocacy for All from 2018. And we looked at activism as being not just about getting people out to vote or getting out on the street. We looked at activism as protecting your digital privacy. We looked at activism at knowing more about media and having more media literacy. So there's a whole section in here about how to vet a media source. What are the giveaways that it could be fake news or at least manipulated news? What are some resources to fact check and how to escape your media bubble? And this is not the same one you see all over the place. We made this one special for the book based on what we thought were more accurate assessments. So listen to the podcast and check out my book. Thanks.